Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome to the next chapter of the Lightning Library, the series where we take an in-depth look at every entry in the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, go over its history, and do a little breakdown about the actual release. Today we are taking a look at the GameStop exclusive, the only GameStop exclusive to release in 2020, Mighty Morphin Lord Zedd and Rita Repulsa 25th Wedding Anniversary 2-pack set. So this set is pretty cool. It's definitely a unique set here. We're getting two villains here together. One is a re-release, a straight-up re-release from the Wave 1 version of Lord Zedd, which we will take a look at, the comparisons between the Wave 1 Zedd and the GameStop Zedd. The GameStop Zedd is better, so we'll go over that when we get to it. Really interesting box here. It's our first 2-pack to have a kind of individual release style artwork on the front there. And you can see 25th wedding anniversary. There's a lot of foil on this box, as my lights are definitely picking up. The entirety of the artwork is gold, silver foil, and such like that. On the back, though, of course you get the typical render, which Zedd's tubes are looking very dark blue on the render compared to the actual figure. But you have this little thing that says, "The horror of your presence is absolutely required at the marriage of Rita Repulsa and Lord Zedd." So you get the little wedding rings there and everything. Definitely a cool back piece there. I really enjoy it. I had mentioned last week that this box correlates pretty well with the Zordon and Alpha 5 2-pack, if we just kind of move things back a little bit here. And the reason why I say that is because both of these are 2-packs that have a very similar kind of style, where you have like the bad guys in here, the good guys in here, and you have like the side profile artworks for both of them. So I feel like, and since these came out around the same time, it's pretty interesting that you have like a good guys set, the whole team with their mentors, and like a bad guys set. I just think it was kind of neat. I don't know if they were supposed to kind of go together like that, but I think the two releases do work pretty well together. Now that we're done looking over the box, let's go ahead and take a look at the history of this 2-pack, and then we'll take a look at them in depth.
This set ended up being one of the few to not leak out prior to its reveal. On Tuesday, February 11th, 2020, the Power Rangers Twitter account posted a teaser image of the Goldar figure holding a sign stating to be up at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time the next morning. It was unknown what this would be for, although the picture showing a Lightning Collection figure made the assumption that the news would be the line specific would make sense. The following morning, at the time that they had stated, a video would be posted to reveal the Lightning Collection GameStop exclusive Lord Zedd and Rita Repulsa Silver Wedding 2-pack. Having been 25 years since the air date of the Season 2 The Wedding multi-parter, 2020 would be the couple's silver anniversary, which this set reflects. As for the Lightning Collection reveals, this one was unique to have its own infomercial style video to go along with it. A little bit later that day, the set went up on GameStop's site, but for the incorrect price of $60, when the set was supposed to retail for $50. Thankfully, this was corrected not too long after, but it did not automatically be applied to some of the pre-orders, so you might have had to cancel them and then try again. The set was listed to release on Power Rangers Day, August 28th, but curiously though, the box for the set was not shown off when it was revealed. The set would sort of be re-revealed a few weeks later at New York Toy Fair 2020, but that mostly just consisted of the reveal video being played during their presentation. Nothing new. But during this showcase at Toy Fair, the Tom Whalen box art was shown on a slide for the first time, showing that it was going to have the same Zedd artwork used during his Wave 1 release, but it also showed the Rita art for the first time, having a first indication that the box would be different from normal, as the Rita art was at an angle like how an individual release would be, and not forward-facing like the 2-packs typically are. 3 months after the reveal, in May of 2020, the box would finally appear online, showing a big change to our normal 2-pack box. It would use those angled artworks, be a colored box to signify being an exclusive, and have information about it being the 25th Silver Wedding Anniversary on it. The set was still slated to be released at the end of August, but it of course would appear a little bit early. On August 3rd, only a couple weeks before it was supposed to be out, in-hand pictures of the set would begin to appear on the Instagram story of Toku Otoku Toys from Brunei, who purchased the set from the store Bebeland. Only 10 days later, on August 13th, GameStop started charging and shipping the online pre-orders in the US, and since then, the set has gone on clearance numerous times. Its base price has essentially been lowered from the initial $50 to a regular 2-pack price of $40, and it's even gone on sale for as low as $30 before. Today, nearly a year later, it does not seem to be that hard to find still.
This set is definitely interesting for a number of reasons. Not only do you get a lot of accessories with it, which we will show off down here. I mean, you can already see the wedding cake here. But there's just a lot of cool things going on with the figures themselves. So this, as of the time of this recording, a year almost after the set has been out, is the only way to get a Rita Repulsa figure in the Lightning Collection. Zedd is a re-release, but he is improved over his original release. But what's interesting about the Rita is that since this is the silver wedding anniversary, the dress that she has a silver trim for the design on it, which is not show accurate. Her original trim is gold. So it's one of those things where it's kind of shocking that we don't have Rita re-released in the Lightning Collection with the proper gold trim. I'm sure that's going to happen someday, because all they would have to do is just re-release the exact same figure with a different color on the trim. So because of that, it makes me not like this set as much, because I just wish that it was the accurate, like, typical Rita, and it wasn't just so obvious they were going to release this again later on. But the Zedd is better, like I said. We can go ahead and just show that off. So we'll go ahead and remove Rita out of the way before we take a look at her, because she's definitely an interesting thing to be the new figure. But we'll briefly look at Zedd here. I mean, if you can go ahead and check out my Wave 1 video that I did, the first chapter in the Lightning Library, actually, will be popping up in the end card here. And if you saw that figure, you know what you're getting with this. It's the exact same figure again, although this one has a little bit of a loose leg on me. We'll go ahead and take the staff out here, but they did not change anything about the sculpt or the articulation or anything like that. It's completely the same in those regards. But what they did change was they actually added some more paint onto him. So we'll go ahead and have him over here. The original Wave 1 Lord Zedd. So here, this one here is the 2019 Wave 1 Zedd and the 2020 GameStop Zedd. So as you can see, I mean, I think mine definitely, this could just be, QC on mine. See how the visor is more painted in more, a little bit better, cleaner on the 2020 GameStop one. This one is missing, like, the red. There's more silver on there that you can see. So the visor trim definitely looks better on my 2021 than my 2019 one. I mean, this is kind of my default Zedd at this point now, because of the improvements. But what they did was they just added more silver paint onto his hands. As you can see there, the 2019 one does not have the fingertips painted, while the 2021 does. So he has the exact same hands, even the swappable hands he comes with are the same ones as before, but now they have a little silver trim there. So that is nice. I don't know, silver wedding anniversary, I guess, whatever. But that's the only thing they did with the actual figure. Now, they actually did correct something about the original Zedd. So here is the staff that came with the 2019 Zedd. You have the Z there, and you have the point facing that way. It's facing to my left. That is not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be facing the other direction, and they fixed that. So on the GameStop one, this is the GameStop one, 2019 one, the point is facing opposite directions, but it's corrected on this one. And I think it's basically the exact same. I mean, it's the same mold and everything, but I don't see any differences in, like, the color or anything like that, just the points. So incorrect, correct. So I always don't want to mix them up. So, yep, that is his corrected Z staff, whatever. So that is pretty cool. Now, you actually do not get an effect piece with this Lord Zedd release. In the original one, he came with basically the same effect piece you get in this set, but it came in this with red, which you can get in the original Lord Zedd. You can also get it with the Psycho Red in the 5-pack. But yeah, you don't get any accessory or effect piece for him here, which is fine. But like I said earlier, you get the exact same hands that the 2019 pack had. They just have silver on them now. So, you have a fist there and kind of a slightly different open hand there. They also did change a little bit about the growth bomb. So he comes with the growth bomb again, but this time they painted red in there. So those little indents were sculpted the last time, but they had not painted them. So that's new in terms of the paints. But he actually does come with one brand new accessory, and that is the green crystal that he used to drain Tommy's Green Ranger powers. Just done up in a nice translucent green there. And that's it, really, for the Zedd. So like I said, no effect piece, but this is everything you get with Zedd here. So let's go ahead and move on to Rita. Alright, so here is Rita Repulsa, our new figure in the set, and this is a really cool one. So this is our first Lightning Collection figure that used actual fabric on here. So, you actually can have more of the articulation and everything. So this predates Andros using the cloth cape and everything here. So this is pretty sweet. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely a cool figure for sure. Like I said, I don't necessarily like the silver trim aspect of it, but the figure is solid. So we can go ahead and take her staff out of here. And we'll move the bouquet, so Here is Rita. I think she looks really cool. The head, I think it's a pretty decent likeness and everything. You get the same kind of Lightning Collection. I mean, it's just a basic, black undersuit Lightning Collection female body underneath the skirt, or underneath the dress. So that's, there's nothing crazy underneath there. There's no paint details or anything like that. But the head, you can see it's a tiny bit loose, actually. But you can still remove it as if you were going to swap it or something. So if you really wanted to, and I've already seen a lot of people do this, you can put Kimberly's head there and have it replicate the one episode from season 2 when she dressed up as Rita. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, you have this entire piece up here is like a rubber material, so it doesn't really get in the way or anything like that. Even her entire sleeves of the dress are the fabric, and it's all fabric down here. You kind of get the rubbery piece back here still, and these are kind of rubbery, so it's not like they're sharp or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, it looks really nice. She has the little rings on her fingers and everything, so really good detail there. The boots are a thing, so they're just there, nothing too crazy. Like I said, she does have a typical female body underneath here, so articulation wise, she can do anything that those figures can do. I'm not going to do a whole articulation chart because while it is possible, it's hard to do this. It's hard to articulate this figure because you have to kind of feel around for the joints, and you don't want to like right now this elbow is backwards, obviously. It's really kind of difficult to move the joint and be careful with it because the female bodies in the Lightning Collection are more fragile. We've seen before Trini figures breaking, Astronema figures breaking, so we got to be careful with that elbow joint there. So it does make it a little scary to move it when you can't quite see it. So I try not to do very dynamic poses with this figure, although in theory you could, and the dress could get out of the way if you wanted to do that. Now I did take her staff out here. Here's her staff. I feel like it might be a little bare in its details because it's just big black staff, but I mean it gets the point across. You have the crescent moon design there and everything. So it's it's definitely big. It's definitely it's basically the exact same height as her. So that's pretty nice. I like how the staff turned out overall. You do get 2 swappable hands, obviously. So you get one fist there, which is not focusing. You get one fist, and you get one split open hand there. So pretty good there. You also get a lot of little cool accessories that are all wedding based here. Specifically for what episodes of this set is based off of. So you get the flower bouquet, so that's pretty neat there. You get the little stem of it there. You get the love potion that she had Finster create for her to use on Zedd, so that's pretty neat. So I like that detail. And you get the wedding cake, so I think this is pretty neat. It's all just done up in a rubbery gray plastic, but you have the spider on there, and you have the little details of Rita and Zedd up there, but it's actually pretty nicely detailed for how small it is. So that's pretty neat. It's just a hollow thing in there. You can have that off to the side. And then you get this effect piece that we've had numerous times, but this is the first and as of right now only time you can get it in this pink color. It's not quite purple, it's mainly more pink, but this actually allows you to have this effect piece in all colors at this point. We've had it or in a lot of different colors, and we are about to get it, or we just did get it. I don't have my Wave 9 yet, but it's in white with the Tenga Warrior in Wave 9, so they're still using it, so that's pretty cool. And this is a overall pretty solid figure. Alright, that is going to do it for the GameStop exclusive Zedd and Rita Wedding 2-pack. So this set is pretty decent. If you can get it for the clearance price that it goes on sometimes of $30, definitely worth that. I mean, you're basically at that point just paying for the Rita figure plus $10 for all the accessories and the Zedd, honestly. So especially if you already have the Zedd. If you don't have the Zedd, he was a 1 per case when he first came out in Wave 1. So this is a good way to get him. If you didn't get him before, you're not going to be missing out on anything except for the accessory piece or the effect piece. So this is a pretty solid set. Like I said, it's still pretty easy to find. I like the idea behind it. I think it's fun to do these episode-themed 2-packs and such. They're doing it again with Versus Packs Wave 2. We have that In Space Blue Psycho Silver set, which is based off of the episode 5 of a Kind. So I like when they do that themed thing there. I think it's just kind of a fun idea, and I hope we do more things like that in the future. But that's all I have for this 2-pack. Let me know down in the comments below. Did you pick it up for the full $50 price? Did you pre-order it like I did and have to pay the full price there? Or were you patient enough to get it on one of those deals there, which I wish I would have been able to. But, that's just how it is. And, yes, so next week we will be back with the next chapter of the Lightning Library over the most overpriced Lightning Collection figure to be released as of this point in time, the Hasbro Pulse Con exclusive, which was supposed to be San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, Lord Draken Evolution 3. So stay tuned for that next week. Thank you guys for watching this week's episode and chapter or whatever of the Lightning Library. Of course, until next time, you can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or at LightningVigPR. You can check out all the other chapters in this series in the playlist themed in the end card here. And until then, I'll see you all later. Tokusatsu forever.